Are you ready for life-saving and life-changing hacks?
Was ist das?
20 minutes of the best top expert tips and hacks to make your life better. LifeHakx. Technology, business, multimedia, wellness and health, events, reviews, and more. LifeHakx. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. LifeHakx. LifeHakx.com. That's with a K and an X on radio. This is Mary Collins on LifeHakx Media. Welcome back to another LifeHakx series. We were off for the summer, but we're now back to give you the best advice and hacks from experts from around the world. This segment is a little bit more themed as it's Halloween, and so we are going to have a famous movie quote. So sit back and relax and enjoy the interview. LifeHakx. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. This is Mary Collins on LifeHakx Media, and I have the pleasure of having Danny Wagner on the phone, and he is going to tell us a bit about makeup effects hacks. So, hi, Danny. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
It is definitely a pleasure. I'm going to give the audience a little bit of background information. Danny Wagner is known for his work on Starship Troopers, Planet of the Apes, Captain Marvel, Grimm, American Horror Story, Men in Black, the 2020 Ghostbusters, and so much more. So tell us, how did you get into special effects makeup?
Basically, when I was, growing up, this is even before Star Wars. I was like, I was always creative and stuff, but I was watching a lot of stuff on TV that's, whatever was on TV and Ray Harryhausen films, which is like, Golden Voyage of Sinbad and films like that, all the stop motion animation stuff. And it got me started doing monsters in my own little films and stuff. And I ended up doing more stuff like that. And then when Star Wars came out, this is, really did it. Star Wars, like all aspects of special effects and even creatures and makeup and everything. And when Rick Becker's work was shown on screen for the Cantina sequence, I went crazy. So it was kind of Star Wars, I think, after Ray Harryhausen stuff. It was Star Wars, and then that kicked it on to doing everything, bigger stuff and stuff on my face and makeup and characters and stuff like that, and kept on going on. And then even after that, in the 80s, 70s and 80s, it was a golden age of makeup effects. So it was like the Thing, American Werewolf in London, The Howling, Poltergeist, all that stuff. It was just
Poltergeist
major
was amazing.
Stuff. It really inspired us.
So how did you find your first job in the makeup industry? I mean, get started? How did it really kick off?
Basically, when I was, being inspired by watching all this stuff, I just started making up myself, my face, and then my friends and everything, and then trying to get information out there because there was no internet. So it was like, go to the library, look for books. I was building my own portfolio and making my own stuff. I was always trial by error because I was teaching myself, basically.
Right.
And they did have the Dick Smith course back then, but I just didn't have the money. And then eventually I was able to come across, places that kind of did it in San Francisco area because I went over to, I was from Sacramento, and that was only like 2 hours away. So when I got a car, I got wheels, I drove down there, I started to get a little closer to a place where they do commercials or films or whatnot. Everything they can do. As my goal was to get what I wanted to do and just move out as soon as possible.
I was going to say, would that be one of your first life hacks? Would that be, if you really are passionate about something, and even if you have to start from scratch and do it your own way, just do it. Follow your dreams.
Oh, have to. You got one life to live.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, just do it. For it, it's like, don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just keep going. It is tough nowadays because it's so different. I don't mind it because I love it. And it's always up and down. So, it's not always great all the time. It's a lot of stress and all this and that. But it's part of that. It comes with the territory. It's like I chose the life. I just can't see anything else I would
enjoy.
Really.
Yeah.
It's like, there's other aspects of it. You can use your skills with, doing, working in the toy industry or doing some other things that you still can sculpt. You can still, film, feature films or TV or commercials sometime and doing what I do because it's just, you see it on screen, see how it works, and there's part of it. It's like once it's done, it's like you don't have to keep on doing it again and again.
Right, and
It's
it's
not
something
like a
new,
tool
right?
shop or something.
Yeah, yeah. Every time
Yeah,
it's something new.
all the time.
So you were saying about the industry and how it's changing. So give me an example, like special effects, makeup. What are some basics that you need to have in your kit? And then what are some of the more complicated examples? Like give us a really basic, maybe it was a Grim because you were talking about CGI that you goes over the layer of one of the things you did. And then something that was really seriously complicated for makeup and the time differences. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when you have a basic kit, I always bring everything with me. I mean, even when they go, just bring this and that, I'm bringing my whole truck full of stuff because you never know. I mean, you never know. To foundations, to powders, to airbrush. Basically your regular makeup kit for special effects makeup.
Right.
You want to bring everything that you could do from scars to blood to even silicone stuff. It's like A and B out of your kit, and even if you have appliances that are small enough to fit in your kit, stuff like that. Until you're there for a couple of days or a week. If it's a show that lasts for a few days or a week,
right,
you'll know to bring more.
Okay, so you need to know your client. You need to know what their project is.
Yeah,
that's important.
Exactly. I mean, to me, if I had an option, I'd definitely take prosthetic makeups all the time and stuff like that because I enjoy it and everything. So, and I've been getting lucky because most of my stuff is like that.
LifeHakx. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. I mean, I don't want to go into brands, but like, is there certain kits that one can like just Google and get, and they're good quality?
Yeah, I mean, there's ones that are popular like EVA, European Body Art is a wide brand that have so many different kind of makeups that you can get, like liquid to foundations to adhesives and everything, and then there's Premier product that has the same kind of stuff,
Right, and safe
and
on
they
the
have
skin.
everything that. Yeah, exactly, and that's right. These are more industrial makeups that stay on for a while. Like even if you swim in it wouldn't come off. I mean, after a while, it probably will. Like, but the alcohol-based makeups are really strong.
Okay, so what do you recommend for a movie project? Like if someone's doing a low-budget movie project, what is the one to invest in?
To be honest with you, all these materials aren't cheap. Really,
right.
It is a challenge to do a cheap project with cheap makeup. Period. It's a challenge. You want to try to do something. I mean, if you really want to, you could try, get a latex appliance and glue something on and put, cotton behind it. But it's like, if you want something decent, but it's still low budget, you could buy, off the shelf appliances these days, which is incredible. I mean, even silicone off the shelf appliances. And then you can buy a palette for, believe it or not, $70 or $80, which is what they charge because it lasts for a while, for a long time. There's all ranges out there. Spirit gum is used in this business still. It depends on what you're using it for, but I still like it myself. I mean, it really depends on what you need. But if they have nothing else in your kit, it still stays on there, but hopefully it'll be extra strength Spirit gum. But if it's a foam latex appliance, silicone adhesive, or Prozade liquid emulsion, it's a water base, and it was introduced by Dick Smith, mixing that up with acrylic paint, you get packs.
Okay.
And you can use that as an adhesive, and you mix up the acrylic paint with it and use packs to color that prosthetic. And that's great for foam latex.
LifeHakx.com. That's with a K and an X. Where is the best place to test and before putting makeup on?
I think it would be the back of the hand, because that would be, it's pretty tough, or on the palm, because it's a tough part of the skin. You would get sealer. I mean, you'd get like a cover over that. You would have like some stuff called Skin Saver that I really love. And I would put 3 layers of that on before you even put the adhesive. Now, Skin Saver is like a skin cleanser that it's a cream that you put on the makeup, or you put on the skin before the makeup goes on, that really helps the skin breathe more, and it's like healthier, that it takes the makeup off easier. And always have some kind of cleanser, and then Skin Saver, or there's other stuff like Derma Shield that I've used in the past that works good on sensitive skin too. So and that's always actually in your kit too, which is really good. Usually they even have it in the supply area for a show, because everybody wants that on their skin. Even people that don't have sensitive skin, you put that on too. Anyways, there's like one layer So that's like actually an important thing to have on
Right. That's what I was
anybody
thinking.
before you put makeup. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
What is your best
well, honestly,
experience that you can remember that was just like insane for makeup effects?
Well, it's just so many, but I'm thinking about one of them that's actually a very small show that was for a good close friend of mine, and it was for Dave Elsey, and he actually got Rick Baker to play the main ghoul part in the movie, and he wanted me to put the makeup on him.
Right.
I was like, he told me this the night before.
Of course.
I'm like, I couldn't sleep. I was like, okay, great, okay. So I loved, even on Star Wars, I was able to put the makeup on a Bib Fortuna. This is for episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
And I was able to do a Bib Fortuna makeup on Matthew Wood, who was a sound assistant back then. But the appliances were designed and created over at Nick Dedman's shop.
So,
and I think, so it was, I always want to give the credit to the people who actually make the appliances.
Yeah, no, it's just
wonderful. They were shipped to us, to ILM.
Okay, saying that you were working on some of the final episodes of Grimm, what are the differences when you're doing CGI effects over makeup? Do you have to do like special green palettes or special colored palettes so that they catch on the actual CGI, or is it just an overlay? How does that work?
I think what certain areas is they capture the whole makeup with either like a pass of the action. It's a motion capture thing. Usually with a makeup, if you have an area that's going to be CG on it or an area, it is green in that area. Like if it's going to be a whole area where part of the face is gone and you have no eye, and it's like the eye itself goes all the way through and you have light behind it. That to me would be cool, and you would have CG replaced in that area, and that area would be green.
Okay.
And then that would be mapped out, and it would be like motion capture of that one area to be able to shoot later on, and that green area would be CG'd.
Okay.
And it would, to me, it's a perfect marriage with practical makeup effects and CG, and not replacing the whole thing.
LifeHakx. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. Really and truly, what do they need in their portfolio for makeup special effects hacks?
Well, I think it's good to have a little bit of a wide range of everything in there, not just creatures and monsters. I mean, you should show like an old age person and say, yeah, I did everything. I sketched. Here's a sketch. Here's the mold. Here's the prosthetic that I cast out of foam latex or silicone. Here's the actual application. Right. I didn't buy it off the shelf. Show that, and then and maybe even show a person. And here's a person with, a young person that in their 30s, whatever, and then they need to be a little older, but no makeup. They just have old age stipple to make them older looking.
Oh,
and
okay.
A guy or a girl with no makeup on and put regular makeup on them and make them look better.
Right.
Maybe not over like a beauty shop, but make them look better than that. Not just like I said, creatures and monsters, but everything in the portfolio, because it's good to know that. Now, a lot of people, if you have a portfolio of just all creatures and monsters, whatever, and it's really, really, really impressive, good luck. I mean, you might get lucky. I mean,
right.
You never know life. But I'm just trying to be fair to saying, if you have something more wide range in your portfolio, it's a better chance you get hired. So and saying that, oh yeah, this is something I did from beginning to end, and show the photos.
Okay.
Which is, I think, best. And most of the stuff, though, is all online. Like here in Los Angeles and Pasadena, I think it's in Pasadena now. It's the IMATs. You meet people that do this all around the world. And then now there's IMATs. Michael Key is the publisher of Makeup Arts Magazine, and he's the one who does IMATs. It's all over the world now. The shows, I don't know, Toronto, I think Japan, I think UK, here in LA. I don't know the times or the dates or whatever, but there's also that one and Monster Palooza. And then there's Son of Monster Palooza also. And there's so those three shows bring in a lot of people that do this stuff for a living, and the shows that you can watch or walk around and meet a lot of people. And it's a lot of great network that you can do at those shows, a lot.
Okay, what would your top makeup hacks be? Like a quick, you got to have this, and these look really great for effects.
So, you mean in your kit?
Yeah.
You mean in
so
your
the have to
makeup
have.
effects?
I'm assuming like foundation of some sort or powder.
Oh.
What?
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, to me, I really like. You got to have your airbrush. You have to have your airbrush. I mean,
Airbrush.
I don't know. It's like a lot of people say, yeah, airbrush is important. Your favorite brushes, your favorite hand brushes, like, to do makeup on. You got your favorite glue brush and your favorite like brushes, like people like stipple brushes they can make little dots out of. That could be a brush too. I don't know what the numbers they are, but Max has. No, not Max, but Mac Cosmetics has a whole bunch of different lines of brushes and stuff. But and that's like general. I mean, there's other things. This one just came out just recently. That's a portable airbrush with a portable compressor, and
Wow.
everybody was using it. And I was like, great. And there's so many ripoffs now. I don't know the names of them, but the one I got, I think it's called AirTech. I can't remember, but it was a portable little airbrush, a compressor connected to an airbrush, and you can hold the compressor in your hand and use it to do veins or little touch-ups on set. And I used it on the show that we just finished. That worked great. So I would say that should be a must-be in your kit too.
Okay.
It is an airbrush, but it was a portable airbrush compressor with an airbrush. I could send you a link to it.
Yeah, I
great.
think LifeHakx will link everything's about, horror hacks or here are some cool makeup, special effects hacks. This is really great that you've told us a bit about how the industry works and how what one should have to become an amazing artist like yourself. So, yay.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate being here, and it was an honor.
Thank you.
And
thank
it was
you.
fun.
And so where is the best place to find your projects?
But I would just say the internet is the very, very best source of looking for it. And I would think that by next year, you'll have more information. And the movie, I just talked to my boss about the movie I just finished called Army of the Dead.
Oh.
That's coming out too. I can't talk about it all, but it
Cool.
was for Fractured Effects and Justin Riley's company, Fractured Effects. We did worked on that and I was gone for 3 months, and it was great. And it was like, to me, it was like, I can't wait for that. And that's a Netflix movie too. So that might be, I'm hoping it gets into the theater. That might be end up in Netflix for a while. I'm not really sure the publicity and the when it's coming out, but I think it's sometime next year.
Well, we'll know here on LifeHakx.
Yeah.
Because you'll tell me in advance, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Danny. It's been a pleasure. And of course, if anyone wants to find out
You're
more
welcome.
information, we just check out lifehakx.com. That's with a K and an X. And also check out Danny Wagner. That's with a Wagner. So, Danny, thank you so much for being on the show. And we will definitely be catching up on some other projects you're working on. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me. It was an honor.
It was a pleasure. LifeHakx. Why work harder when you can work smarter and live better?
It's not a problem that I can't fix, because I can do it in the mix.
What would you like to hear more of on LifeHakx Media? Tell us what experts you want to hear from. Write into lifehakx@gmail.com. And you never know, we may have you on the show. LifeHakx. This is Mary Collins on LifeHakx Media on Radio X. So I thought it might be a bit of fun to have some famous movie quotes. And what better way to start than with a radio personality from a really famous movie? So let's see if you can get this. The name of the character is Stevie Wayne. I don't know what happened to Antonio Bay tonight. Something came out of the fog and tried to destroy us. In one moment, it vanished. But if this has been anything but a nightmare, and if we don't wake up to find ourselves safe in our beds, it could come again. To the ships at sea who can hear my voice, look across the water into the darkness. Look for the fog. There's one for you tonight to go and watch. A little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of fun. Check it out. And just to let you know, we'll have all of our podcasts and our blogs up on LifeHakx Media on our Facebook and Instagram and Twitter pages. Thanks for listening. 20 minutes of the best top expert tips and hacks to make your life better. LifeHakx. Technology, business, multimedia, wellness and health, events, reviews, and more. LifeHakx. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. LifeHakx. LifeHakx.com. That's with a K and an X on Radio X.